The industry is changing, and the concept of data lake may transform into what we call as data puddles. And the data puddles is like not to bring the data onto a single data lake or a single data platform, but a capability of utilizing or picking up data from multiple sources of data. So the way the technology is going to change in terms of how we look at data and how we utilize data to generate, I would say, insights from that data. There are a couple of things. The AI that we are using for our platform JIVA is something that is enabling us to pick up data from various sources. So the source is not a concern at all. And one of the sources could be the potential data lake that we're talking about, right? The second thing is, how do we combine the structured and unstructured data into a single data fabric? Not many companies are able to do it right away, but I'm proud to say that our JIVA platform is able to kind of combine the structured and unstructured data in a very different way. The third thing is, we don't work with data, we work with metadata, so which is very important because the data resides in the customer devices and we don't touch the data at all. Now, let's look at the way that we utilize the metadata. What we do is we combine the structured and unstructured data to form a single data fabric. We utilize the spatial relationships of the data to generate a business context of the data. What we then do is we run our GenAI engine, or we run the LLMs against this particular knowledge graph to generate business specific insights, knowledge insights and actionable insights, for which which can be utilized for making sure that we are taking the right decision for the business. How do we look at data? How we actually use the data to generate some insights which are more relevant for the business decisions. So right now, if you look at from an IT trend perspective, everybody is talking about data lake. Now that's a recent trend. What we are talking about and what we think is going to happen is the data lake is going to get converted to what we call as data puddles. So what we are trying to tell you is there will not be any requirement for an organization to bring all their data into a data lake, but the data can reside on their respective sources out there. What we need to kind of create is a platform which can pick up the data from various sources, and that's how we can utilize those data to generate insights out there. Now, JK Tech has been able to kind of create this kind of platform. I call it as a data platform, and JIVA, which is a GenAI platform, to relook at data in a very different way. The data with the customer resides on their respective data sources. Our JIVA platform sits on that particular data sources. We pull out the data from their respective sources. We create a data fabric across the structured data and the unstructured data. Now, the reason I'm talking about structured and unstructured data is not many people have been able to kind of create that single data fabric using structured and unstructured without the data on a single data lake platform. The JK Tech engine actually works with metadata and not the actual data, which means that the data still resides on the customer premises and we are not touching that data. We are just utilizing the metadata. We generate the knowledge graph utilizing the spatial relationships on the data, and then the LLM runs against that particular knowledge graph and generate specific insights, and say business specific insights for that particular customer. So let's say if there is a customer asking a question on supply chain, this particular LLM will respond to the questions or the response will be pertaining to that particular question across the business specific data for that particular customer.